Hello everyone.
Hello.
Hi, welcome back. This time with Daniela here as well. 56 minutes before
Yeah.
Outgunned Adventure finally launches on Backerkit crowdfunding. So how are you guys? As always, let us know if you can hear us, if you can see us properly.
Well, thank you as always for being there. There are this time really so much of us, of you. So I cannot say hello to everybody, but thank you for being here and keep us company while we wait for the launch of the Outgunned Adventure Backerkit campaign.
E ciao a tutti anche gli amici italiani che sono tantissimi che ci seguono. Chiediamo scusa se per questa campagna ancora non siamo riusciti a fare una live italiana, ma in settimana la faremo e oggi parleremo già un po' e un po'.
Sì.
So today we are going to talk a little bit English and a little bit of Italian so that everyone can know what's going on. So yes, really, there's so many of you. It's hard already to follow all the chat. But yes, so Outgunned Adventure is going to launch in a little more than 50 minutes. We are all here to celebrate this moment with you and also to ease the pain of this wait a little bit, because as you know, there is at this point I think we have done pretty much anything that we could have done to prepare the launch. So there is not much more than we can possibly be doing other than be here with you and you know, stress out, suffer and stress out a little bit. And I thought Raul that Italian was easier, you know, being I believe Raul is from Spain. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
But we are a lot faster when we talk.
Spanish and Italians kinda can understand each other sometimes.
Yeah.
So.
But live it's easier. Yeah, we'll see. There is a question from the chat where basically where Outgunned Adventure fits historically speaking. The Outgunned Adventure book per se doesn't have a very strict setting, I would say. So you can play there. There's also going to be hint to play it in the 90s or early 20s as the classic Outgunned.
Usual modern times, same as Outgunned.
But our inspiration and our suggested, time frame for Outgunned Adventure is somewhere between the end of World War One and the end of World War Two. So basically, we span with our character and with the design of the character all the way
20,
from
30, 40, somewhere around there. Like I said,
20 to the 40.
Telling, of course, our references, and it's very important for us, these are always cinematic references. So it's movies set in that time period and such, because Outgunned remains a cinematic role-playing game.
I know that they're saying, John is saying that we have a little bit of echo. I don't know if that's about Simone or us. Please let us know. But I believe it might be because I am a little bit, far from the screen, as Daniela is here as well. To have Daniela fit into the screen as well, we should at some point buy a real microphone instead of using the our MacBook microphone. So
just John. Okay. John, I'm sorry. It seems it's just you.
So as the launch approaches, I'm sorry, there's a lot of you, there's a lot of stuff going on my screen right now, and luckily the Backerkit crowdfunding is different from Kickstarter because we don't have to actually push the launch
big green
button,
button.
but it's going to go live on its own, so that's at least a relief. That's one less thing to do for us right now. So in the next 15 minutes I will go briefly through all the pledge levels so that anybody can take a look at the pledge level and the add-ons and everything there's going to be in this campaign. Also, we are going to talk a little bit about the first two stretch goals. One was already revealed and one we are going to reveal it today.
Yes, later today.
So Raul, there was I don't have the picture here ready, but in one of the in the picture of the man, you know, throwing the grappling hook with all the temples in the background, there was a cat hiding. In case you didn't spot it, it was right near the monkeys on the right, near the professor. So there was, for those of you who didn't follow us on Discord, there was a cat search in one of Daniela's artwork.
In the chat, they ask how many days will the campaign last? And we can tell you that the campaign will end on June the 20th. So it will last more or less 3 weeks.
20 days.
20 days. So yeah, that's it.
They're also asking for the name of this adventurer that we have on the cover of the books, but we still don't have a name, and I'm afraid until she will appear in another illustration, she probably don't have a name. But you know, we'll see at some point. But names have to come to us. We cannot just sit there and choose name for characters. They arrive when they are ready. So we'll see.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you guys. Per gli amici italiani, quello che stavamo dicendo comunque è che in questa live cercheremo molto brevemente, perché abbiamo 49 minuti, in inglese e in italiano, di vedere tutti i livelli di pledge, tutti gli add-on che troverete nella campagna e anche i primi due stretch goal.
I primi due stretch goal, uno che abbiamo già rivelato un paio di giorni fa e un altro che invece riveleremo a brevissimo in anteprima, fra poco. E poi abbiamo anche detto, visto che l'aveva chiesto Matteo, la durata della campagna. La campagna finirà il 20 di giugno, quindi durerà all'incirca 3 settimane.
Bene. So I will just take a look at the pledge levels one more time, and if you have any question or if you want to, you know, any suggestion, we'll be here, and I'll try to read through the chat. Simone, please try to check the chat for us.
It's hard. A lot of things going on in the chat right now.
Yeah. So, very briefly, we are going to have our usual digital pledge. It's called the Extra Pledge. It's 29 euros, and it's all the digital new stuff and all the digital stretch goal. But if you are interested in the original digital books from the original Outgunned, you'll be happy to know that they are currently at a 50% discount, also bundled up on drive-thru, on a drive-thru page. So this should be more convenient for you, so you don't have to wait for the end of the campaign to download Outgunned and start playing today. Per gli amici italiani, questo è il pledge, il primo pledge che abbiamo è Extra, si chiama, che vuol dire comparsa, ed è un pledge solo digitale con tutti i materiali nuovi, 29 euro, solito pledge digitale nostro, e se volete i manuali originali andate direttamente su drive-thru in PDF, ovviamente, perché sono scontati al 50%, fate prima su drive-thru che arrivano oggi senza che aspettate la fine della campagna. Moving on, we have the Explorer pledge, which is the Outgunned Adventure genre book plus the new gold and black adventure dice, everything in PDF, and the adventure movie poster. Do you want to talk a little bit about this artwork since we have you here for once?
Okay.
I don't know if you.
Allora, let me think. Can I see the?
Yeah.
So, it's just because if I see the image, I can think more clearly about the picture. Let's talk about the girl in the protagonist of the image, and when I start drawing her, I want her to be. The hard thing was to make her a character, was to make her someone that
With the
the
Italiano?
no,
No,
proprio
okay.
inglese. The challenge was to have her with enough characteristic, but that can sì, non so bene come spiegare.
Dimmi.
Volevo che appunto fosse un personaggio, avesse delle cose riconoscibili. In questo caso credo che un po' la sua caratteristica sia questa camicia azzurro sgargiante e gli accessori che ha alla cintura. Però volevo che fosse anche, cioè, che non fosse un personaggio così specifico, volevo che appunto avesse anche un po' di mistero addosso, insomma.
Yeah. So basically, what Daniela was saying is that when you make a character, especially for a cover art, so it's going to be pretty huge on the project. You know, it's going to be pretty important. So she wanted to have kind of an archetypical character. You know, your classic adventurer. So of course she got the hat. She's got her revolver gun. She got a lot of accessories, you know, leather stuff going on. But she also wanted to make her an original character, which is always appreciated and gives a lot of, you know, of character to the game itself. So the challenge with her was to make her, you know, just archetypical enough without making her, you know, dull or, you know, giving kind of this cliche vibe. And I think you managed. I think that's that she would be a great protagonist for a novel as well.
I can imagine her going on adventure, or I can imagine her having a history. Yeah, that's it.
In the meantime, the Italian guys took over the chat. Saying
It's
things.
hard. Please, Italian guys, behave because the chat is full of comments. I'm having a hard time following everything. They're saying, so this is all Daniela's art that is making me love this game just from the House of Images.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Possibly,
Yes.
yes. I have to say that there is always a lot of work involved in this artwork, because for us, artwork are not just, you know, we don't work like Daniela makes the art, we write the game, and then we try in the layout phase, you know, to put these arts and images together. But it's a process that we do at the same time. Basically, we are writing and we are doing the layout and we are making the art all together. So there is a lot of, you know, art is a mean of communication. We try to communicate the rules and the setting through the various artwork. So of course there is a lot of I would say it's a group effort, because you have to have everything at the right place. But for this particular piece, for example, this is mainly Daniela's work. She was really inspired by the setting, and she was doing this kind of
And we end up doing this together anyway, because when I first drew it, I've imagined her in a jungle, in some kind of natural green environment, and then Rico look at that and she's coming out of a tomb.
Yeah, it's
And okay, I can work with that. And so I think of the sandstone, and I've tried to make it looks like the intern of a temple.
yeah. There's always a lot of really a lot of works involved, a lot of trials and error. But I would say this piece was one of those effortless pieces. It took a lot of time, of course, but it just came pretty naturally.
Yeah.
The idea was very, very clear from the very beginning of the sketch of the art.
So moving on to the different pledge levels, as
Yeah.
you have the Explorer pledge, we decided to bring back a pledge level from the first Outgunned campaign, which is the Die Hard pledge level. Both the Explorer and the Die Hard are 69 euros, and they're basically the same pledge, although the Die Hard pledge is the core book, the dice, and all the PDF from the first campaign,
Yes.
while the Explorer is the core book, the dice, and then the PDFs from the actual Outgunned Adventure campaign. Puoi fare un recap agli italiani, Simo? Così.
Allora, abbiamo anche ovviamente il pledge Die Hard, che è praticamente preso paro paro dalla prima campagna di Outgunned, in cui in maniera speculare al pledge Explorer potrete avere il manuale base di Outgunned con tutti i PDF originali, quindi il manuale base, World of Killer, Action Flick e Project Medusa, più i dadi, quelli bianchi e rossi, e il primissimo poster con la cover del base di Outgunned.
Moving on, we have the Double Trouble pledge level, and by the way, thanks you guys from the chat. There is a lot of love for your
A lot of love
artwork.
for the art.
Thank you so much.
And yeah, the Double Trouble pledge level is the Outgunned core book and the Outgunned Adventure genre book all together, with all the PDF from the original and the current campaign. So this is the kind of pledge that you want to choose if you don't like accessories, and if you just want, the two main books of the Outgunned line. But before we move to the higher pledge level, to the 3 higher pledge level, let's just take a look at the first stretch goal that we revealed during the previous live stream. Because speaking of art, this is one cool piece of art by Daniela, and this is it, the Technician. So as our first stretch goal, we are going to add a new role to Outgunned Adventure, and this role is based on focus. You already have a role on focus, which is the Professor. Let me see if I have the Professor here. No, wrong Professor. Yeah, here it is. So you already have the Professor, which is focus based, but of course the Professor is a role that's focused more on the know skill, on the investigation skill, while we decided to make another focus based role that will be more based on fix and all the technological stuff, which is going to be the Technician. We already received a lot of love for the Technician, so
Thank you, Nestor. I don't know if it's a compliment. I sound fun, but it's true. I sound very fun in Italian also. I just wanted, sorry Rico for interrupting you,
Yep.
to answer to Neanderthal that is asking if you need the Outgunned book to use Adventure. No, Adventure is a genre book and is standalone book. That means that if you have only Outgunned Adventure, you have everything to play. The system, enough roles and tropes, everything you need. If you have both Outgunned Adventure and the core book of Outgunned, of course you have more things, more stuff, more roles, more tropes. You can use it as an expansion, but it's completely standalone.
This is something that I always like to repeat during our live stream, so I'm going to say it one more time. The idea behind Outgunned Adventure is pretty weird, because what we want to do, we want to keep moving on with the Outgunned line. We have a lot of ideas, new ideas to further,
you would say,
to further develop Outgunned. But also, we don't want to do any kind of gatekeeping. We don't want to that people can feel, you know, they are missing on something, or they are a little left out because they missed the first campaign and then we are doing so much stuff. So we want to avoid that kind of Marvel Cinematic Universe feeling, you know, like you have to watch all the series, all the seasons, all the cartoons to know what's going on. And that's why with Outgunned Adventure we decided to have this hybrid formula. So basically Outgunned Adventure is not a core book, but it's more than a supplement. So if you already have Outgunned Adventure is going to be a huge 200-page supplement. But if you don't have the Outgunned core book, you can still play Outgunned Adventure as a standalone. You're going to have simpler rules for enemies, chases, and a lot of also on ranges, a different weapon, but they are all things that we think are not as important in the pulp adventure genre. While when you are playing an action movie, of course, having deeper
are one of the main action scene that you can play.
So yes, you can't expect to have all Outgunned into Outgunned Adventure, but you have enough Outgunned, meaning all the basic rules that will still allow you to play a fully functional game with only the Outgunned Adventure book. They're asking if you draw traditional style or if you draw digitally on an iPad or something. And I can show you where Daniela work. It's that kind of huge,
right there,
you know, television on the back.
I used to work traditional. I try to stick to traditional as long as I could, but right now I'm really having fun to work with first of all iPad with Procreate, and second Photoshop, because Photoshop I think is the
best
the best. Yeah.
Yeah, to be clear, we can't stress that enough because it's been asked quite a lot, so I want to bring that down. There is no kind of you know, automatic generation, artificial intelligence going on in this art, so they are all handmade on a tablet. But yeah, most of these artwork are, you know, start from the digital, you know, from a digital pencil. But as you know, if you have been to any, you know, convention with us, Daniela also loves to draw traditionally, and she does marvelous stuff on the back of your manuals and game books. So if you are at Essen, if you are at Gen Con, if you are at Lucca, of course here in Italy, please bring your...
It's really fun for me. It's the thing I prefer in during the cons. I also try to put much effort on the manuals, and because I know that there's really little occasions for this kind of thing, so I try to do my best.
Yeah, if you go to our Instagram page, you will see a lot of artwork made traditionally by Daniela on the first page of Household core books, for example, and they are really something. So please go check them. Simone, vuoi fare un recap agli italiani per il technician? Torniamo un po' indietro. Simon?
Sì, scusate, mi è andato via il volume. Comunque parliamo di Daniela principalmente lavora in digitale, quindi usando tablet con Procreate o Photoshop ovviamente per lavorare, ma come ricorda Rick, probabilmente gli italiani lo sanno, adora lavorare in tradizionale, cioè delle matite vere, soprattutto quando siamo in fiera e ha possibilità di segnare, disegnare e ornare le varie copie che ci vengono portate dai fan. E ricordava Rico, ricordo anch'io, ovviamente ci troverete a Lucca quest'anno, e se siete invece in giro per il mondo, lo dico in italiano visto che abbiamo dei fan italiani in giro per il mondo, saremo anche a Essen e a Gen Con tutti e tre, quindi magari potrete venire là e vedere in prima persona la signorina Giubellini disegnare.
E anche per una chiacchiera, senza...
Anche
per una chiacchiera, quello sì, sempre.
So,
come ci ricorda Grey Kitten, manca esattamente mezz'ora, as Grey Kitten is remembering us, it's half an hour since the launch, so 30 minutes remaining.
it's let's go briefly through all the other pledge levels so I can spoil the next stretch goal, because that's why most of you are here anyway, probably. So moving on from the double trouble, we are going to have the all-in pledge level, adventurer level. This is what used to be the hero pledge in the first campaign. This is the all-in of all the new stuff, meaning if you choose adventurer, you are sure that you have everything there is right now, and you have everything that we might unlock. So whenever you see a stretch goal, a physical stretch goal, if you have the adventurer pledge level, you know that you have at least one copy of that stretch goal in your pledge. Everything there is a real all-in of all the new stuff.
That will be inside Adventurer, and for Italians, Adventurer è il pledge che contiene tutte le cose nuove, fisiche e digitali. È un pledge che vi dà accesso a tutti gli stretch goal sbloccati, fisici e digitali. È il nuovo all-in, cioè l'all-in per chi ha già le cose precedenti o per chi vuole solo le cose nuove.
And also, if you are new to Outgunned and want everything from the first campaign and this campaign, you can choose the hero pledge, the all new hero pledge, which is everything that was made until today for Outgunned and everything that will be made through this campaign. This is the best, of course, value for money, because it's because you are not only getting the 5 hardcover book, the 2 booklet, all the dice and 2 different screens, but you are also getting the VHS
stretch goal box.
So which is filled with
just to be clear, since it's something that people asked, the Adventurer and the Hero Pledge are the only 2 pledges that allow you to grab every single physical stretch goal. So if you want all the physical stretch goal, you got to choose Adventurer or Hero. Per gli italiani, giusto un ricordo, visto che molti l'hanno chiesto, il Pledge Adventurer e il Pledge Hero sono gli unici 2 livelli di pledge che vi danno accesso a tutti gli stretch goal sbloccati fisici e digitali. Quindi se volete tutto quello che ci vedrete sperabilmente sbloccare nei prossimi giorni, dovete scegliere Adventurer o Hero.
One last pledge level. It's kind of a middle, pledge level, which is called the Professor. And the Professor is all the hardcover books that we have done until now that we will do in this campaign, plus all the complete PDF collection of Outgunned. So this is the kind of all-in pledge that does not include the physical stretch goal. You will not have any kind of accessories, but it's good for people who want to have a good discount on all the physical books.
Also in this pledge, just to be perfectly clear, you will have a physical version of just the hardcover books, so no booklets, just the PDF of the 3 booklets, which are Project Medusa, Fall of Atlantis, and Assistant Director, are PDF only in this pledge level.
Yeah.
Of course, you can add them as an add-on. We will talk about that in a second, but just to be perfectly clear.
I want to see if it fits on the bookshelf.
Yeah.
We need more space.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll need another bookshelf. So yeah, these are. They're asking from the chat. I think we have a little bit of time before showing the next stretch goal.
25 minutes.
It's 15 minutes. No, 25 minutes. Sorry. So they are asking what was your inspiration for the 4 pre-made characters, and I'll try to bring them. Let me see if. Okay, here's the Daredevil. Of course, this is.
That's really easy.
Antalos.
Well, we decided together. I think the inspiration for the Daredevil is kind of. I think you know him.
Yeah, that's of course the main inspiration for the Daredevil was Brendan Fraser
In
from
The
The Mummy, at least for the outfit, not so much for the face. And I believe that this was one of the character. Correct me if I'm wrong. It took the most time to make him.
Mostly for the project.
Yeah.
The realization was kind of easy.
Yep.
But we took a lot of time thinking of the position, how space he should have occupied.
Yeah, yeah, the rush.
And all the accessories, of course. And one of the hardest thing to do was the face, because he has to be dashing, but not
But relatable.
canonically,
Yeah.
but relatable, not canonically handsome.
Yep.
And I think he has a nice face right now. I think he seems nice guy.
Also, a fun fact, and this I believe this applies to all of Daniela's artwork. If you see a character with an eyebrow raised,
Yeah.
that's usually
Rico's
me.
doing.
That's
That's
usually me.
Rico,
I
and-
take
and-
the eye, but
And
When the art is almost finished, Rico's arrived and
yeah. So yeah, but basically anyway, I'm like, he needs a little bit more character. Try to He's immediately more more relatable. You know, I think one cool thing is that when we do one of our games, we kind of have some. Okay, Daniela works there, I work here, and Simona is always. It's like Jarvis in our house because it's always connected. So
boys, a
12
bodiless boys roaming through the air.
I would say 11, 12 hours a day. We are all together doing this stuff 5-6 days a week, depending on the period. And so, as said, there is a lot of work. Everybody say their things on the rules, on the writing, on the art as well. But despite that, we still have some ground rules for every project. Like every art should have three rules, that you need to follow. And in for Outgunned and Outgunned Adventure as well, one of the main rule was each character should go in 2 different directions. So to convey action, to convey this motion. So we don't want hyper dynamic poses. So Daniela has to they have to be grounded on the floor, because we still want them to be characters, not action scenes, but they have to go into different directions. So what Daniela was saying before, it took a lot of time to manage these kind of guns, and the feet and this body are kind of moving to the right, but his face, and of course it just lifts his back, and it's kind of have 2 different movements. And this is, if you take a look at all the characters,
I don't know how to say it, but one of the things which Rico wanted on the image was that the character was in a open position.
Yeah, the open chest.
And I really didn't know how to. He should have been not static, but in the place. But he has to have this position, and at the end we find this movement of the bag.
Yeah.
And
because this is the kind of discussion that the three of us are having on an art piece. For example, I have this clear idea that the Daredevil should have his chest wide open, because this for me conveys, that he's daring, that he's not afraid, he's not holding himself. While, for example, the agent from the original Outgunned is very closed, he's reloading his gun. So we want him to be an hero that was really kind of a defensive hero. In fact, he has a lot of feats to protect other people.
His bodyguard, etc.
Yeah, so instead the Daredevil, we want him to be pretty, open. I think we have time for another.
Yeah.
Choose
20
one.
minutes remaining.
Allora, we have Alaska.
There's Alaska, there's the Professor, the Star, or the Smuggler.
Let's do the Smuggler.
Let's go with the Smuggler. So here she is, June. So as you can see, same, two direction, one for the scarf, one for the idol, the capybara idol.
Yeah. In this character, I really like how she looks really small. She looks a tiny person, but she has she has this big leather jacket. She looks like she know what to do.
Yeah.
She looks like a capable character, I think.
And I think this
She's
is also
really a professional, and she's doing something very specific.
this is very representative of what we see as a smuggler, because a smuggler is someone that is street savvy. It's very, someone that knows how to move around, and deal with hot stuff, criminal stuff. But also a smuggler is someone that should, go unnoticed. So Daniela has this idea. She's small, but she's also, clearly, she's owning it. I don't know. She's in a powerful pose.
I think it's also hard to tell what's her age, because she has she has a really young look, young face, but she also could be a lot more old. Respect how she looks like. I think this you can see this also in her haircut, because it's a really straight haircut, but it could be messy because of what she does, I think. Yeah, she looks like a character that could go on an adventure.
Yeah, and also she's being the criminal, the crime-based role of Outgunned. She's also the only one who's actually have a piece of treasure in her hand. And this is what something really important for us. When we started designing them, we decided that they shouldn't be holding any kind of treasure, because that's not the point of the game, stealing stuff. So we want to convey this idea that they are not, tomb robbers or some kind. So we have this. This is something that was actually one of the rules in the arts, that they should not be stealing stuff, because that's not the kind of stories that we want to tell, that we want to convey. But for her, we made an exception.
Yeah, she looks like she has a reason for that.
Yeah.
I think she has some secret.
And I like the fact that she has this. She's opening her jacket. She has this belt flowing. She's kind of removing. I imagine that she has her face covered. She just took off her glove, so we can see that she's just out of you know, an action
Yeah.
scene. So clearly she has to take it. She just took it, you know, from somewhere, or from someone. We don't know.
15 minutes left. Something more? Just to
Yeah, the
remind everyone
capybara
of the time.
is it's a long story, but it's an inner joke that we have with the capybara. So it's not
Remind
really
everyone of
important.
the time.
So it's not really important for the books, but it's a kind of a Chuelhem, you know, inner joke. We have 15 minutes, so it's time to reveal I believe the last for today, for now, stretch goal. And I can say that if and when we unlock the technician, we are going to have a second stretch goal, and it's going to be an action flick. But before we reveal this new action flick, let's take a look at the action flick that we already have in the book. If I can find them, because there's so much going on my screen right now. So yeah, the first action flick that we revealed for action flick volume 2 is Star Knights, and these particular flicks will let you play the Star Knight, which is a power wielding space knight. So there is this force in space that we call the power, and if you can wield the power, you have the ability to use your star saber, and you have, you know, you push people, you throw people at you, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, this is the biggest, it's basically already written, and this is the biggest action flick yet, 2-4 pages more than your average action flicks, because we are giving the same space for the rules for the power, the kind of balanced power, and the rule to deal with the darkness. So when you unlock
To
your
embrace the darkness as well. Why not?
So yeah, thank you, Daniela, for this hot Jedi death. You're welcome.
It's a huge compliment.
Then again, I feel like this Star Knight is that crossover between the original Obi-Wan Kenobi and the Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's that crossover that we didn't have, you know, in the Obi-Wan series. Moving on, we have fan favorite Wild West. So a Western flick that is going to introduce rule for the quick draw for the guns duel. These rules are extremely different from anything that we've ever done in Outgunned, in any of our game. So they have nothing in common with, like, you know, classic duel rules from the swashbuckling flick Cloak and Dagger. And I cannot say anything, but we will make a live playtest or something. I want to show you the full rules because they're a little bit crazy, and they involve a lot of dice hoarding, and I think that you'll appreciate the kind of dynamic, the kind of thrill and suspense that they will give to your actual play.
Great Kittens on fire. Thank you very much. One of the fan favorite illustration, like it's one of the fan favorite flicks. We are very, very glad that you are liking it.
And Wild West is also will feature a new role, which is in fact the Gunslinger. So she's also been our first Gunslinger.
Yeah, she's very special.
And then the third action flick that we already revealed, that's already unlocked, it's already part of the book, is Dark Light, which is a supernatural flick inspired by Good Omens, John Constantine, Ghost Raider and all that kind of stuff, but basically it's going to allow you to play as an angel or as a demon, and yeah, if you liked the Good Omens TV series, I think you'll appreciate this this particular flick.
Yes, not the
Yeah.
this angel versus demon war on side. It's very good to be combined with the Midnight War from the previous action flick. So you will have rules to play as an angel, a demon, a vampire, or a werewolf, and you create your own dark urban fantasy settings. You have everything you need.
The second season,
Yeah.
like the first season of Supernatural, I think. It's when it comes when
Exactly.
angels and demons arrives.
So, and as you noticed from this flick, I also want to say that I am personally responsible for all the logos of the action flicks. And as you can see, as we are moving on, this is the 13th flick that we do, and it's getting crazier and crazier. And you'll see, I'm getting too confident with this.
He's having more fun with that.
Yeah, that's. I think that the dark light is a little bit too much, too cheesy, but you know, that's what you get. So I think it's time. We have 9 minutes left before the start of this campaign. So 9 minutes and some seconds. I think it's time to reveal the second stretch code for this campaign. And by the way, let me take a minute to in appreciation of Backerkit, because through this, what they call the launch party, which is basically this page. If you go on Backerkit right now, we are already posting update, we are already revealing stretch goal even days before the campaign has actually started.
Has started much sooner than the campaign itself. And
also, there is a new feature that we are going to try for the first time, which is called the overtime, and I'm going to explain this in English, but please, Simone, explain it in Italian as well. So basically, what's the overtime? When this campaign will close in 20 days, the campaign will not actually close until there are people backing it every 10 minutes. So at the end of this campaign, there's going to be a 10 minutes.
While there will be a Baker train going. A Baker train is something you can see if there are bakers who pledges at less than 10 minutes difference. So while there's a Baker train going, the campaign won't stop. So we don't actually know where the campaign will end. But we will talk about it later when we are closer to the finish goal. Per gli italiani, dicevamo, volevamo ringraziare tutti, adesso riveleremo il primo action flick che troverete come stretch goal nella campagna, dove mancano meno di 10 minuti. Volevamo avvisare che non solo grazie a questo strumento che è Launch Party stiamo avendo questa live direttamente sulla nostra pagina Backerkit, stiamo già avendo discussioni, update molto prima della partenza, ma proveremo anche per la prima volta questo nuovo strumento di Backerkit che si chiama Overtime, in cui praticamente il giorno e l'ora in cui la campagna dovrebbe finire, la campagna non finirà se ci sarà un cosiddetto Baker Train attivo. Un Baker Train è una cosa che è uno strumento di Backerkit che mostra quando ci sono due Baker che Bakerano o prendono add-on a meno di 10 minuti di differenza. Quindi fin quando ci sarà un Baker ogni 10 minuti che fa un pledge, questa campagna virtualmente potrebbe durare ore e ore e ore in più rispetto a quando dovrebbe finire, ma lo scopriremo, ne parleremo anche approfonditamente un poco più avanti.
Yes. Time to reveal the second stretch goal and the first action flick stretch goal, which is, and some of you guessed it, and I believe this is the last of the normal, the kind of the expected action flicks before we go a little bit crazier. Yes. And it's called Old Ones. And here it is. So Old Ones, of course, we are doing a pulp version of Outgunned, and we couldn't help ourselves but to bring the Old Ones, into the action. especially because Daniela has been playing The Sinking City, a video game, which is rather cool, and so we were inspired. So we couldn't really, we are bringing pulp adventure, we are bringing supernatural enemy. Of course, we had to make supernatural, this kind of cosmic
cosmic
horrors
horror.
and beasts
No.
into Old Ones. And Old Ones is also going to feature a new role, which is, as you can see here, the Private Eye, which I believe will be a very useful role, even if you don't play, this kind of Cthulhu setting. I believe that having a Private Eye in your, Outgunned or Outgunned Adventure classic game could be rather cool.
5 minutes remaining.
I don't believe it was inspired by Hernie Hudson. No, but it looks. I can see now that they are saying from the chat. It looks like a younger Hernie Hudson.
Yeah, somehow.
And well, younger. He still looks 40. I guess he's 70 by now. The guy never ages.
It's always wonderful.
Yeah.
So you already have the very first 2 stretch goals of the campaigns, meaning the Technician, a new focus-based role, and Old Ones, a new Lovecraftian inspired action flick with cosmic god and pulp adventures, and who knows what will come next.
I would say that the new.
Yes, as Rico said, e traduco brevemente per gli italiani, come ha detto Rico, questo ovviamente è il primo action flick che abbiamo per ora bloccato come stretch goal, quindi che sperabilmente andremo a sbloccare, ed è ispirato appunto a tutti i lavori di Lovecraft e a The Sinking City, che è un bellissimo videogame che ha appassionato tutti, in particolar modo la signorina Daniela Giubellini.
Ha degli scenari spaziali.
Porterà un nuovo ruolo, che è l'investigatore privato, un ruolo che noi riteniamo anche essere molto, molto figo e molto utile per tutte le vostre partite, sia in Outgunned che in Outgunned Adventure, e ci tiene a sottolineare Rico e tutti quanti noi che questo è l'ultimo di quelli normali. I prossimi action flick saranno molto, molto, molto più fuori di testa e inaspettati di questi 4 che abbiamo
Ce ne sono
rivelato.
alcuni bellissimi.
Ce ne
però
sono
non
un
si può
paio
dire niente.
non si può dire niente. Ce n'è un paio.
Vediamo, ne abbiamo, ovviamente sapete che noi siamo molto scaramantici, come sempre, quindi ne abbiamo pensati e preparati più di qualcuno. Vedremo come andrà questa campagna, speriamo ovviamente di poter condividere quanto più possibile del lavoro preparatorio fatto nei prossimi giorni, ma ce lo dirà la campagna che partirà fra meno di 4 minuti.
I want to take a minute to say that these first 2 stretch goals, they are going to be
Further.
a little bit further than usual. So they're not going to be every 10k like we usually do, but this is not going to be the pace of this old campaign. We are going to go back to having, our usual 1 stretch goal at an hour, but for the beginning of this campaign, we have decided to have them a little bit further from one another, because usually we receive a lot of...
Last time we unlocked, I think, 6 stretch goals in 1 hour. So it was so fast that we couldn't convey, we couldn't describe it to you what we were unlocking, because there was so much things happening.
It may sound weird, but people were unsubscribing from the notification, and they, of course, later they had trouble receiving their stuff because they unsubscribed from the notifications, but because they were receiving so many emails of unlocked stuff. So this time we are taking it a little bit slower in the first phase. As to
for Alex, if you pledge any physical pledge levels, so from adventure, from explorer on, you will, in the first 48 hours, you will secure your free early bird spotlight medal coin.
90 seconds to go. This is it.
Too many made because too many stretch goals. So we're trying to calm down a little bit.
I also
1
want to
minute,
say that if
20
anyone,
seconds.
people were asking before on Facebook, so I'll say that again. There are also going to be add-ons for the all-in versions of
Yes.
Household, Adventures in the Household, which is the 5e conversion of Household, and Memento Mori. So now that the pre-order store for all those games are closed, if you still want to take the all-in at a discounted price, you can find them as available as add-on on this campaign. So yeah, we tried that you will not find the single books because there is too much stuff. You will see in the add-on section, it's crazy, but still you will see at least the full all-in and the household miniatures with the new box. I believe, Simone, you have the new household miniatures with you.
I have the brown.
Yeah, but we
Yes.
don't have time because there is 29 seconds to go, guys. 24, 23, 22. So, yeah, here is a preview
Yay.
of the household minis. So the campaign will be live in approximately 10 seconds. So we are leaving you here. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, guys.
In 5 seconds, we'll see you on Backerkit. Bye, guys.
The grand adventure has returned. The world out there is full of unexplored jungles, lost pyramids, and cursed temples that are just waiting for an unprepared explorer. Your next journey starts today. Collapsing floors, creaky bridges, poison darts, fire jets, and rolling boulders. You can expect all that and even more. But if I know you, a handful of deadly traps won't be enough to stop you. You have your eyes set on the treasure. Wherever this journey may lead you, you will rise to the challenge. Outgunned. Adventure awaits. The grand adventure has returned. The world out there is full of unexplored jungles, lost pyramids, and cursed temples that are just waiting for an unprepared explorer. Your next journey starts today. Collapsing floors, creaky bridges, poison darts, fire jets, and rolling boulders. You can expect all that and even more. But if I know you, a handful of deadly traps won't be enough to stop you. You have your eyes set on the treasure. Wherever this journey may lead you, you will rise to the challenge. Outgunned. Adventure awaits.